Most people don't misjudge others because they're naive. They misjudge because they listen too much and observe too little. You've been there before. You trusted words, you ignored patterns, and later you paid the price. The truth is uncomfortable. People rarely reveal who they are through what they say. They reveal it through how they react when something challenges their ego, their comfort, or their control. Yet most of us are trained to explain, justify, and give the benefit of the doubt far longer than we should. Stoicism teaches something different. It doesn't teach you to read minds or play psychological games. It teaches you to stay calm, ask simple questions, and watch carefully, not to expose others, but to protect your peace. Today, you'll learn 5 questions. You don't ask them to hear impressive answers. You ask them to see reactions, hesitation, defensiveness, and honesty. Because character doesn't hide forever. It reveals itself, quietly, when you know where to look. Question 1. How do you handle criticism? Criticism is one of the fastest ways to reveal a person's inner structure. Not their intelligence, not their charm, their structure. The moment feedback appears, the ego wakes up. Defense activates, and whatever is fragile inside rushes to protect itself. Most people say they want honesty. Very few can remain calm when it actually arrives. Watch closely when you ask this question. Don't rush to fill the silence. Don't reassure them. Let the space do the work. Their first reaction will tell you more than their explanation ever could. Some people tense immediately. Their voice sharpens. Their shoulders rise. They begin justifying before you even finish the sentence. This is not confidence. This is fear wearing armor. A person who cannot sit with criticism without reacting is someone whose identity is built on approval, not truth. Others deflect. They laugh it off. They change the subject. They turn it into a joke. Humor can be intelligence, but it can also be avoidance. When criticism becomes uncomfortable, avoidance becomes protection, and what someone avoids facing is often what controls them. Then there are those who listen. Really listen. They don't interrupt. They don't rush to defend themselves. Their face stays neutral. Their body stays open. They may ask a clarifying question, not to argue, but to understand. This is rare, and it is powerful. Stoicism teaches that external opinions are not threats unless you allow them to be. A person grounded in themselves does not panic when challenged. They treat feedback like information, not an attack. They separate who they are from what is being said. Pay attention to how long it takes someone to regain calm. Emotional speed matters. The faster someone reacts, the less control they have. The slower and more deliberate their response, the stronger their inner discipline usually is. Criticism exposes entitlement as well. Some people believe they deserve praise by default. When that expectation is disrupted, resentment surfaces. You'll hear phrases like, "People always misunderstand me," or "No one appreciates what I do." These are not statements of truth. They are signals of unresolved insecurity. This question is not about judging people as good or bad. It's about seeing clearly. If someone collapses emotionally under mild feedback, how will they respond under real pressure? If they explode when challenged, how will they act when power is involved? Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that if something is true, it should be accepted. If it is false, it should be ignored. But anger is never required. That is the Stoic standard. Calm discernment. Nothing more. Use this question, but observe firmly. You are not responsible for managing another adult's emotions. You are responsible for choosing who has access to your time, trust, and energy. Never build your life beside someone who cannot tolerate reflection. Criticism is a mirror. Those who fear mirrors are not ready for growth. There is a reason this question feels uncomfortable. Deep down, Everyone knows that criticism threatens the story they tell themselves, the image they work hard to maintain, the role they perform for others. When that story is questioned, the nervous system responds before logic has a chance. This is why you must watch the body, not just the words. Words can be trained. Reactions cannot. A clenched jaw, a forced smile, a sudden shift in tone. These are honest signals. They reveal whether someone lives from inner stability or external validation. Stoicism does not demand cruelty. It demands clarity. You are allowed to see reality without fixing it. You are allowed to notice patterns without confronting them. When you ask this question, you are not testing others. You are training yourself to observe without attachment, to stay present without judgment, to recognize strength without chasing it. Over time, this single habit will save you years of confusion. It will prevent misplaced loyalty. It will protect you from giving your trust to people who cannot hold it, because anyone can appear calm when praised. Only the disciplined remain calm when challenged. Question 2. What's something you failed at? Failure is where masks slip. Success is easy to narrate. Failure forces honesty or exposes avoidance. When you ask this question, you're not looking for a dramatic story. You're listening for ownership. You're watching whether a person stands inside their experience or hides behind explanations. Failure reveals whether someone sees life as a teacher or a courtroom. Many people respond quickly, too quickly. They name a failure, then rush to explain why it wasn't really their fault. Someone else interfered. Circumstances were unfair. The timing was wrong. The economy, the relationship, the system. These explanations may sound reasonable, but repetition matters. A pattern of blame reveals a person who has not integrated responsibility. Stoicism teaches that what happens to us is less important than how we interpret it. A person who has learned from failure speaks differently. Their tone is quieter. There is no urgency to defend. They acknowledge their role without self-hatred. They don't dramatize the pain, but they don't minimize it either. They show understanding, not excuses. Watch for language. Listen for "I learned" instead of "they caused." Growth shows itself through reflection. Victimhood shows itself through justification. This distinction is subtle, but once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Some people avoid the question altogether. They claim they've never truly failed. This is not confidence. This is denial. A life without failure is a life without risk, and a person who has never risked failure has never tested their limits. They may appear composed, but they are unproven under pressure. Others turn failure into self-punishment. They speak with bitterness. Shame bleeds through their words. They may accept responsibility, but without self-compassion. This reveals another imbalance. Responsibility without forgiveness becomes self-destruction. Stoicism seeks balance, not self-flagellation. A grounded person speaks of failure as training. They don't glorify it. They don't hide from it. They see it as a necessary encounter with reality. Their failure did not break them, nor did it define them. It informed them. Pay attention to emotional weight. Is the failure still charged, or has it been processed? Unprocessed failure leaks into behavior. It shows up as control issues, defensiveness, or quiet resentment. Processed failure becomes wisdom. It softens arrogance and sharpens discernment. This question matters because life will fail you again. Circumstances will change. Plans will collapse. Pressure will rise. If someone cannot face past failure without distortion, they will repeat it unconsciously. Stoics observe patterns, not promises. There is courage in saying, "I was wrong." There is strength in saying, "I didn't know then what I know now." These statements signal maturity. They signal a person who has confronted themselves and survived. Do not confuse confidence with noise. True confidence is calm. It does not need to rewrite history. It does not need to appear flawless. It is comfortable being incomplete. When you hear someone describe failure, ask yourself one question silently. Did this experience humble them or harden them? Humility creates openness. Hardening creates rigidity. Rigid people break under pressure. Stoic philosophy reminds us that adversity is neutral until we assign meaning. The meaning someone assigns to their failure tells you how they will handle future adversity. Will they adapt or resist? Will they learn or blame? You are not collecting stories. You are reading orientation. Toward growth or away from it. Toward truth or toward comfort. This question protects you from misplaced trust. It prevents you from aligning with people who have not yet faced themselves. Not because they are bad, but because they are unprepared. Failure does not disqualify someone. Refusing to learn from it does. Question 3. What do you respect most in people? This question sounds harmless, almost polite, but it quietly reaches into the core of a person's value system. When you ask someone what they respect most in others, you're not asking for an opinion. You're asking for a confession. People reveal themselves not by what they criticize, but by what they admire. Respect points to aspiration. It shows you what someone is chasing, what they envy, or what they feel they lack. Most people answer without realizing how exposed they've become. They speak casually, comfortably, unaware that they are outlining their inner compass. Some speak of money, success, status, influence. They respect those who made it, those who command attention, those who are seen and followed. This does not automatically make them shallow, but it tells you where their focus lies. Power attracts them. Visibility matters. Recognition fuels them. Pay attention, because people who respect status often prioritize appearance over substance when pressure arrives. Others speak of discipline, consistency, self-control. These answers often come from people who have wrestled with chaos and are actively trying to build order. They admire what they are working toward. Their respect is aspirational, not performative. This signals inner work in progress. Some mention kindness, loyalty, integrity. These words are common, but sincerity shows in tone. Do they speak slowly, thoughtfully, as if these qualities cost them something? Or do they recite virtues like slogans? Values spoken lightly are often values lived lightly. Stoicism teaches that values determine behavior long before circumstances do. What a person respects predicts how they will act when no one is guiding them. Values are not philosophies. They are operating systems. Watch for contradictions. Someone may say they respect honesty, but live comfortably with small lies. They may claim to value humility, yet hunger for praise. This gap matters more than the words themselves. Stoics do not argue with inconsistencies. They note them. People rarely lie about what they admire. They reveal it unconsciously. And admiration is directional. It pulls behavior toward it over time. This question also exposes comparison. Respect often hides envy. When someone repeatedly praises qualities they do not embody, it can signal dissatisfaction with their own life. This does not make them weak, but it makes them volatile. Envy left unexamined turns into resentment. A person at peace respects virtues they already practice. A person in conflict respects what they feel distant from. Neither is wrong, but they belong in different places in your life. Listen closely to whether their respect is rooted in character or outcome. Character-based respect points to long-term stability. Outcome-based respect points to short-term motivation. Stoic philosophy places virtue above all external rewards. Courage, wisdom, temperance, justice. When someone names these qualities unprompted, it often reflects an internal hierarchy shaped by struggle and reflection. These people tend to move slowly, choose carefully, and react less dramatically. But even here, observation matters. Respect must align with behavior. Someone who truly respects discipline does not mock consistency. Someone who truly respects integrity does not excuse dishonesty when it benefits them. This question helps you understand not just who someone is, but who they are becoming. Values are not static. They evolve as pain teaches lessons. Pay attention to whether someone speaks from experience or fantasy. You are not searching for perfect answers. You are searching for alignment between words and actions, between admiration and embodiment. Stoics remind us that we cannot control others, but we can choose wisely who we learn from, who we trust, and who we follow. Respect reveals influence. Influence shapes destiny. When you hear someone's answer, ask yourself quietly, if I spent 10 years near this person, would their values sharpen me or distract me? Would they pull me toward discipline or toward indulgence? Toward clarity or toward noise? This is not judgment. It is discernment. Because people become like what they respect, and eventually, so do you, if you stay close long enough. Question 4. How do you treat people who can't benefit you? This question rarely needs to be asked directly. It reveals itself through observation. Watch how someone treats those who have nothing to offer them. No status, no leverage, no advantage. In those moments, the character speaks without words. Politeness when there is nothing to gain is one of the clearest signals of inner ethics. Many people perform kindness upward. They are respectful to authority, charming to influence, attentive to those who matter. But when power disappears, so does their restraint. Tone shifts. Patience matters. Courtesy becomes optional. This contrast is not accidental. It is rehearsed. Stoicism teaches that virtue is not situational. Justice, respect, and self-control are not tools to be used selectively. They are principles to be lived consistently. A person who only behaves well when observed has not developed virtue, only strategy. Pay attention to small moments, a delayed response to a server, an impatient sigh towards someone slower, a dismissive glance at someone deemed irrelevant. These are not minor details. They are patterns revealing hierarchy inside the mind. Some justify this behavior by claiming efficiency. Others call it honesty. But impatience with the powerless often masks entitlement. It reveals an unconscious belief that certain people deserve less dignity. A Stoic understands that power is temporary. Roles change. Status fades. The way someone treats those beneath them today predicts how they will treat you tomorrow when circumstances shift. Observe consistency. Does their respect fluctuate depending on who is watching? Or does it remain steady regardless of audience? Consistency signals internal regulation. Inconsistency signals external motivation. This question matters deeply in relationships: romantic, professional, social. Because life guarantees moments where someone cannot give you what you want. When that moment arrives, how they treat you will depend on who they believe you are to them. There is also another layer. Some people treat others well not out of virtue, but out of fear. They fear judgment. They fear consequences. They fear exposure. Their kindness collapses the moment safety is assumed. This too becomes visible over time. Stoicism emphasizes dignity as a personal responsibility, not a social exchange. You act with respect because it aligns with who you choose to be, not because it benefits you. Those who understand this do not downgrade others in silence. Watch how someone speaks about people who are not present, especially those who cannot defend themselves. Disrespect behind closed doors reveals the same mindset that appears in public neglect. This question protects you from confusion. It prevents you from mistaking charm for character. Many people are pleasant. Few are principled. It also invites self-reflection. How do you behave when no one can reward you? When patience is inconvenient? When acknowledgement is absent? Stoicism is not about judging others harshly. It is about holding yourself to a standard and noticing who naturally aligns with it. Those who possess quiet dignity move through the world differently. They do not rush to assert superiority. They do not need to dominate space. Their respect is calm, stable, and unforced. They treat everyone as human first. In contrast, those who stratify people mentally live in constant comparison. Their peace depends on their position. This makes them unpredictable under stress. When threatened, they protect rank, not truth. Choose carefully who you allow close. Shared values matter more than shared interests. A person who treats the powerless with respect will treat you with respect when you are vulnerable. Because one day, you will be. Question 5. What do you do when no one is watching? This is the most Stoic question of all, because it points directly at the core. Not reputation, not performance, character. When no one is watching, there is no reward for pretending. No applause, no punishment, no pressure to impress. What remains is habit, and habit reveals who someone truly is. Most people live in two worlds, one public, one private. The public world is managed carefully. Words are chosen, behavior is edited. The private world is quieter, looser, more honest. It is where discipline either exists or collapses. When you ask this question, listen not only to the answer but to the comfort level. Some people grow uneasy. They speak vaguely. They deflect with humor. Others rush to describe an ideal version of themselves. This discomfort matters. It signals a gap between image and reality. Stoicism teaches that integrity is alignment. Alignment between what you believe, what you say, and what you do, especially when no one is enforcing rules. A person who lives with alignment does not fear this question. They may not claim perfection, but they speak clearly. Private behavior shapes destiny, not motivation, not intention, action, repeated daily, unseen. This is where habits are formed. This is where discipline either strengthens or decays. Pay attention to whether someone describes structure or indulgence. Do they speak about routines, reflection, restraint? Or do they emphasize escape, distraction, and comfort? Neither answer needs judgment, but it does need clarity. People who lack internal structure rely heavily on external pressure. When supervision disappears, standards drop, promises weaken, boundaries blur. This makes them unreliable in moments where trust matters most. Those within a discipline behave consistently across environments. They do not need to be watched to act well. Their values guide them automatically. This creates stability, not only for themselves, but for those around them. Stoic philosophers believe that your true self is revealed in solitude. Marcus Aurelius wrote to himself when no one else would read his words. He practiced virtue privately before living it publicly. This was not self-image, it was self-command. Private behavior also reveals a relationship with temptation. Everyone experiences desire. The difference lies in response. Some indulge impulsively. Others pause, reflect, and choose deliberately. That pause is power. This question exposes whether someone lives reactively or intentionally. Reaction follows impulse. Intention follows principle. Under stress, reactive people break patterns. Intentional people return to structure. Look for honesty. Someone may admit to struggle but show awareness. Awareness is growth. Denial is stagnation. A person who acknowledges weakness without excuse is far more trustworthy than someone who claims flawlessness. The most dangerous people are not openly immoral. They are selectively disciplined. Disciplined when seen, careless when hidden. Over time, this split corrodes trust. Stoicism is not about being watched by others, it is about watching yourself, holding yourself accountable, choosing order over chaos when no one forces you to. When you understand how someone behaves in private, you understand how they will behave when circumstances test them, when temptation increases, when rules loosen, when consequences fade. This question completes the picture. It ties together criticism, failure, values, and ethics. Private behavior is where all those elements converge. You're not asking this to judge. You're asking to see clearly, to protect your energy, to choose proximity wisely, because reputation is borrowed. Character is owned. If you remember only one thing from this video, let it be this. People reveal who they are, not through what they claim, but through how they respond when tested. Criticism shows you their ego. Failure shows you their sense of responsibility. Respect reveals their values. Power exposes their ethics. And solitude uncovers their true character. These 5 questions are not tools to judge others harshly. They are tools to see clearly, to stop guessing, to stop hoping, to stop investing your trust blindly. Stoicism is not about controlling people. It is about controlling your attention, where you place your time, your loyalty, your energy. When you learn to observe calmly instead of reacting emotionally, you protect your peace before it is taken from you. This week, practice using just one of these questions. Don't interrogate, don't confront, simply observe. Let patterns speak louder than promises. Clarity takes patience, but it always pays you back. Thank you for spending this time with me. If this message resonated, support the channel by liking the video and subscribing for more Stoic wisdom on strength, discipline, and inner command. Until next time, observe carefully, choose wisely, and stay steady.